Okay. Yeah, I love making these. And, this is something I've shared also in the Napkin Club because we are going to do some napkin art on these today. And you guys, everybody just went bonkers, went crazy for these. I actually shared these, I think, back in the spring too on another craft and chat. But these are so fun and easy to do. And it's just the perfect time if you're kind of, needing a last minute gift or stocking stuffer. Okay. So let me show you these. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Let me show you what these look like because I want you to see. And you guys, these are in my Amazon shop. I have an Amazon storefront, so I went ahead and saved these in there under. I think it's under Napkin Club. But oh my gosh, they're so fun to use. So let me show you. They're minis. They're mini composition books. So when you open it up, you can see it's like a regular size composition book that's been cut in half. Okay. They're great. They're sold in sets of 6. I can't remember the price right off the top of my head. They're just awesome. So I think Cheryl's gonna be on with me if she hasn't already said she's here. So she can possibly post my Amazon storefront for you so that you can see. I love these. I love these. So the ones that I order, I have in there for you just to make it easy for you to find. There she is. She's posted in the storefront right now. Now look at this one. I have 2 different kinds posted. I have this one that goes this way, that the lines are this way. Okay. But look, I also have this one. I love this one. This one flips up and open. Love this one. Okay. So there's 2 different types that are pinned in there. And I just think this one is so cute. It's so cute as well. So you could get one this way. You could get one this way. And they come in a variety of colors. You can kind of see the colors spread out here. And then we're going to paint the front. We're going to kind of prime it for some napkin art. Very, very basic napkin art, napkin technique 101. Okay. You're going to love this, Rita. You're going to love this. So I have a couple over here that I've already painted so that they could be drying. Okay. But I want to go ahead and show you how I create these from the beginning to the end. Okay. It's very, very simple. All right. So let's go ahead. I'm going to take this one right here. And you guys, I'm just going to paint the front covers today during this craft and chat, but I'll show you on the back. You may want to decorate the back as well. That's up to you. Okay. I think most of the time I do back and front on mine, especially if I'm gifting them. But for purposes of today, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I'm just going to paint the fronts. You'll do the exact same technique to the back. Okay. Does that make sense? All right. So you're going to need like some parchment paper or maybe some, usually parchment paper works best, or sometimes I'll even put my little plastic wrap sheets underneath the covers. So that's what you'll want because we want to protect the fanned out pages. Okay, we want to protect the fanned out pages. Oh, we have the same sweatshirt on. I thought this sweatshirt was so cute. Isn't it, darling? It's from last year. All right. Are you guys excited about Christmas? Is anybody like stress shopping right now? My husband actually took off work today. That's why I'm coming live from you at home. He took off work. So as soon as I get done, we're going to do kind of some heavy shopping today. We want to knock out some things today that we haven't had time to do. All right. Well, I'm going to switch my screen. I want to make sure that you can see everything here. And then make sure and ask your questions, post your comments. That'll put you into a live drawing. We're going to do a little giveaway. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to paint these. And then I'm going to show you a couple that I have finished, and we'll talk about different things that we could do. Okay. All right. So I have just folded up some parchment paper and put it under my front cover. Now, the other thing that I like to do, and I'm just using some washi tape for this, but if you have like painter's tape, masking tape, something like that, I'm going to see this little black binding here. I'm going to put this right on the edge where this black binding meets the cover. So I'm just going to put that down. And you can either wrap your tape. Usually it's easiest to just wrap the tape inside the cover. Okay, so I'm just going to wrap that inside the cover. So I've done that. Let me make this a little bigger for you. I've done that with just washi tape. Again, painter's tape will work, something like that. But that way we get a nice clean edge. I'm just going to be using white today. I'm using Simplicity. If you happen to already have my paints or you enjoy using these paints that we carry in my shop are from Country Chic Paint, and they are chalk and mineral based. So the white I'm using is called Simplicity, but you can use whatever white paint you have in your stash. Okay. And I'm going to put one very fast, quick coat over my cover. Okay. You're still going to be able to see it. Think of this as like kind of like a primer coat, just really fast. And if you're doing several of these, paint them all out at one time. Do them kind of like assembly line style. Just get them all painted. Do that step. I like to dry mine in between coats. And typically for me, I need 2 coats on these, 2 coats of paint. So you're going to have to see, you know, depending if you're using like acrylic paint or a craft paint, if you need another coat, I'm not sure. You'll just have to see how it takes on your cover. Okay. You can find these most of the time in the stores like Walmart or, you know, anywhere that carries office supplies or school supplies, office supply stores. But I think the easiest place a lot of times to order them is just to order them on Amazon. I can't tell a big difference in the pricing. So I just order them in sets of 6. And that way I always have some in my stash in case I need a quick, easy gift to give someone, or I want to make some of these notepads for myself. I love notepads. I love taking notes, making lists. I'm a big note taker kind of person. And who wouldn't love a cute little decorative notepad, right? Leslie says her Simplicity is getting kind of cakey. Yeah, when you get down to, you know, like past halfway, there's going to be more air in your jar. And that's going to cause the paint to thicken. But you can thin it out with just a little bit of water. They are water-based. And I would just put in a little bit at a time until you get it to the consistency that you want it to be. All right, I think this is going to be fine. I think you can see 2 coats usually does the trick. And this is going to give us a nice, pretty white surface for our napkin art. So our napkin art is going to really pop on this white. And then I'm just going to dry it. Okay. Yeah, if you have any napkins, these types of projects, these notepads would be good even for men as well. If you have any masculine kind of napkins, and let me tell you what I'm doing for some of my guys that are in my family, some of my sons and stuff. They're big into sports, right? And they love certain college teams. And believe it or not, pretty much you can find napkins for just about every college or professional team out there online. And so the last time I was at the University of Arkansas, which is where one of my kids has gone, one of my Leica daughter has gone to. So I'm making them both Arkansas Razorback notepad covers because I was at the bookstore. And if you're at the bookstore or the gift shop, whatever you want to call it, they always have napkins there. So I picked up some the last time I was there. So sometimes it could be a sports team. Sometimes you can find masculine napkins. I don't know. You just have to keep your eyes open. But sports teams, colleges, you know, things like that, they have. Now, also, if you were going to do these for kids, okay, if you're going to do them for kids, the other thing that's fun to do, and let me go big for just a second while this is drying. The other thing that's fun to do is like during the year when you go to like your kids' birthday parties or your grandkids' birthday parties. A lot of times they'll have themed parties for something that they like. And I always will grab like an extra napkin, right? So if it's Paw Patrol, or if it's Barbie, or if it's Disney, anything Disney related, Mickey Mouse, something like that, something that they're really into. And you can also go to your party store, and sometimes, I hate buying too many napkins, but sometimes at party stores, they'll even have like a set of 8, something like that. But it's kind of fun to do the things that they're into on these as well. So it's nice to kind of hang on to some of those things. And today I'm going to focus because I want these to go into stockings. I'm going to go ahead and lift this one up so you can see how nicely these paint out. And I can go ahead. I can take off this washi tape, but I'm actually going to tell you to leave it on. Leave it on until we do our napkin art on top of this, because it's going to protect it from like the Mod Podge, and all of that stuff. So let me go ahead and take these. These are ones I painted a little bit earlier, just so we'd have a few that were dry and ready to go. And this is what I would do. If I was doing multiples of these could make great little party favors for birthdays, or maybe you want to do something for a wedding shower, a baby shower. Again, I mean, so many ways you could use these, right? For a wedding shower, this could be a little advice book, and everybody could write advice, in the notebook, right? For a baby shower, same thing, mommy advice, stuff like that. So I think you can use these for so many different things. Now that we have these painted, okay, now that we have these painted, and you can just do them like, they don't even have to be a theme. They don't have to be a theme. They don't have to be seasonal. I want to show you a couple that I've already done here. So this one I did, I think I did this back in maybe it was in the summer. It was our first craft and chat that we did these. And I did this one with this napkin. It says seasoned with love. I added this kind of picnicky napkin here because I thought, how cute would this be to keep in a kitchen to either write recipes on or write your grocery list, what you need to get from the grocery store, something like that. Added some fun ribbon, right? Twine, a button, more ribbon here. You can use these, however you want. But I thought, how cute is that, right? So there's one, just to give you an idea. And then here is another one. And I actually had meant to give this to my daughter, so it may wind up in her stocking this year. This one I did with a napkin that says think positive thoughts. And then this black and white check napkin. I have a little button here, added some fun, this measuring tape ribbon and this rickrack. She's a teacher, so something like this I thought could be fun for her to have in her classroom or something. So you could do, something actually themed for teachers, or just make it whatever you want it to be. So if this was going to be a Christmas gift or a stocking stuffer, it could be Christmassy, right? It could be Christmassy. I always do the backs too. Yeah, and the back can be whatever you want. It doesn't have to be super decorative. It could just be just a pattern or something on the back. So I was thinking about these, and this is a napkin that's actually, it's a little preview. This is a napkin that's going to be in a January Napkin Club bundle called Made with Love. It says, you make my heart smile. Isn't that cute? So something like that could go on the front of a cover. Now I'm going to make mine winter themed because I want to have a few of these to go inside stockings. So I want them to still feel kind of Christmassy, but more wintry, so they could use these all in the winter, right? So I thought this one was really cute with the snowman and the tree. I love that one. I also love this big snowman face. I think he's so cute. So these will be fun. Anything snowman themed, I think, is always fun. That could be great for stocking stuffers. And then if you want to do something that's not seasonal, I'm going to make one of these like this. It says, enjoy the small moments. And so it's just kind of cute if somebody wanted to use it as kind of like a journal, right? So lots of ways that we can use these. So the first thing you have to remember is which way is the notepad going? Okay, so these two, my notepad is going to be vertical like this. Let me back this out. Not too much. I don't want you to see how messy my table is right now. And then this one opens up like this. So you do kind of want to be prepared, you want to make sure you're putting the napkin on in the right way that the cover would open. Okay. Does that make sense, you guys? So let's take a couple of these. Let's do this one first. So I think this one, I'm kind of thinking, let me see how I want to do this. That one looks really cute going up and down. I think I'll do this one. I'm going to do this non-seasonal one. This one, I believe, is going to go in a package that's a present for my mother-in-law, and she might be watching. So if you are watching, you're going to get a little sneak peek at one of your gifts. So I love this one. Look how pretty this is. Now remember, this is going to get cleaned up when I take off the washi tape, right? There's washi tape right there, but I can still see where that line goes. Okay, I can see where that line goes. So I'm going to really focus first on this part. Okay, and that means I'm going to just kind of lay this down, and I'm going to fold this back. So I'm going to kind of fold this back to the edge of the cover here. Okay, the edge of the cover. And that gives me kind of a nice little crease line, so I know exactly where I need to cut. There we go. Now we're going to separate our napkin. This particular napkin has 3 plies. So let's separate that out. If you have trouble separating it, you can always put a little tiny bit of Mod Podge on your finger, kind of tap it out so it gets a little sticky. But this has a pretty white background, so this is going to look really pretty, I think, on here. And I'm actually going to bring this all the way down to the edge down here, because then that's going to give me a little bit of space right here to wrap some ribbon or some lace or whatever I decide to put there. Okay. Oh, Tammy, you're at work. Well, don't get yourself in trouble at work. You can always watch the replay on these. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead now. I'm going to do the same thing that I did before, though. I'm going to go ahead and grab my parchment paper here and fold this over a little bit, because again, I want to kind of protect my fanned out pages. Okay, so I want to protect those. So parchment paper, plastic wrap, whatever you want to put in there, wax paper, could be anything. And I'm going to go ahead and apply my Mod Podge. I'm using Mod Podge Matte, which is perfect for this. And it's the yellow label. Okay, so I'm going to get this down. And as I mentioned, I'm going to position mine right here at the edge of this end. Make sure, see if I get it. If we have a little bit of overlapping or whatever, we'll just go in and trim that off in a minute. And now I'm going to use my plastic sheets, because these covers are nice and smooth. I'm going to get a really nice release, off of this napkin. I can eliminate a lot of wrinkles and things by using my plastic wrap, because this cover is nice and smooth. And by really burnishing this down, kind of go from the center out to the edges, it's going to cause your Mod Podge to kind of seep up through the napkin, which is a great thing. The more gives it more protection. It's going to make it more transparent. It's going to be lovely. Okay, now I'm going to lift this off. Now I really like this sentiment. I like this, enjoy the small moments. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on my cover as well. I'm just going to cut it into pieces and make it fit. So I do want to dry this one. I always like to dry it before we add something on top of it. And now let's see. So if I do enjoy I'm just going to kind of bubble around these a little bit. And because we have this pretty white background, these are going to just blend right in. It actually does have a little bit of a pattern going on in the background. It's just hard to see. There's a little bit going on. So let's take off the plies. I'm doing my lick and stick method here. So I'm thinking enjoy thee can go up here. Let's put a little Mod Podge right here. I'm going to put it right there. Go ahead and put a little top coat on that. And then the small moments I'm going to put down here at the bottom. So remember that if you have sayings on your napkins and it doesn't fit exactly on your cover the way you want it to, you just cut it off and put it where you want it to be. It's really not hard. And especially on this one, because it's just going to blend right in. So this way we get rid of some of this excess paper. Isn't that cute? This is a napkin from one of our past Napkin Club bundles. And I do want to tell all of you that are not in my Napkin Club to please come and join us for Create and Connect, which is going to happen right after Christmas, the 27th through the 30th. We're going to have our doors open to the Napkin Club. We're going to be, I'm going to cut this into 2 pieces, I think. That'd be easier. We're going to be featuring some fun napkin art techniques that you can learn, and you'll get to learn all about the Napkin Club, because it might be a great time for you to consider trying something new as we enter into the new year. And a moment right there. Cute, cute, cute. Okay, so these are nice and thin. I'm just going to go ahead and just kind of smooth over them. Now I want to protect my entire piece. I want to protect the entire napkin. So I'm going to do a quick top coat over everything, and we're going to let that dry while we're working on another one. Or you can dry it with, if you have like a heat tool, you can speed up the drying process. But if we're making several, just set it to the side and go to work on the next one. These are so easy. All right, this one's going to be so cute. Okay. Now, when this dries, we're going to have to take care of this. This has rounded corners, so there's a little bit we'll have to trim off. And I like to just kind of lift that up a little bit so nothing sticks. And we're going to set this one to the side so it can dry. Okay, it's going to look really milky until it dries, but it will dry crystal clear. Let's put it over here because I have a feeling sometimes a watched pot never boils, right? So cute. All right, let's do the snowman. He's so cute. He was one of my favorite ones. He's also from a past bundle. And we're going to do the same thing. I like adding a little ribbon on these. I just think it's fun, or twine or something. So I like kind of positioning these down. And that way I just know I'm going to run or wrap some ribbon around here, or some decorative washi tape, or whatever I would like. Now look at this napkin. This napkin actually has this on one side. So this could be the back, right? This is how this napkin is. So I could put the snowman on the front. I could put this on the back. Okay. He's so cute. Okay, so we're going to line him up. I like kind of lining him up. And then I'm going to press this out. I kind of like having them already cut. because I don't really want to have to sand along these. I want to make sure it's just, and if they do overlap just a little bit, I can just trim them. So I'm just going to press it out. I can see, it might be hard for you to see, but I can see these little pressure line here. You can see this one better. See the little pressure line? So that tells me exactly where I need to cut. And I usually just cut them straight, and then I just kind of clean up those rounded corners at the end. So easy. Okay, so this one, I just want to remind you, this one opens this way. Okay, that's why I'm putting this one on. Yeah, you can use washi tape, and if you want to, you can even put Mod Podge on top of your washi tape. It's not going to hurt it. It's not going to hurt it at all. In fact, it'll even protect it. Keep it on there longer. Yeah, Leslie, if you want to put your washi tape on, yeah, you can Mod Podge right on top of it. I think for this one, I'm just going to stick in a piece of plastic wrap. I've got it, and it's handy. And again, that's just to protect the fanned out pages. Okay. So again, you're going to see these just come together so fast, especially if you're making several. And actually last night I was live in the Napkin Club, and we were talking about, having kind of a little basket or a tote of just little gifts, right? Just things that just going ahead and making up some last minute gifts, and just having them kind of at the ready. So when you do need a little something for someone, you can just go and grab it out of your tote, or out of a cute basket in your craft room. It's kind of nice having those things just kind of right ready to go when you need them. And I'm going to try to line this up as best I can. There we go. We're going to do a little something else to this one, and I'll show you here in just a minute, after the napkin art is on here and dried. All right, and here we go. Let's start smoothing using my plastic wrap. You can use saran wrap. You can even cut apart a sandwich baggie and use that for your plastic sheet. I'm using a deli bakery sheet. I get them also on Amazon, so they'll be in my Amazon storefront. They just kind of, they come out like a Kleenex box. Like you just pull them out, and there's like 1,000 sheets in there, which is something I need because I'm napkinizing a lot. All right. Now there is a little bit of texture going on in this napkin, and part of it is part of the napkin. It's part of the artwork in the napkin. But I think this is so cute. So I could stamp on this if I wanted to put a name on it. I could stamp on my leftover tissue and decoupage it on, or just stamp directly onto the cover. Or if you have some kind of embellishment, if you want to glue on, a couple snowflakes or something, that'd be cute too. We can also, after the napkin's been sealed, we can also add stickles for sparkle or pin work. So many things you can do to these. Just depends on how much time you have, right? How much time do I have? All right, so I just want to make sure that this is somewhat dry before I put the top coat on to seal it. So let's do that right quick. Have to remember, it's just a thin layer of tissue. This napkin art is, so we want to protect it. And this is why it's a good idea to leave that washi tape on, because then you don't have to be so careful about not getting it on the black binding. I just leave the washi tape on and take it off at the very end. Okay. Again, I'm going to lift this up and just take that out, and we're going to let that dry. And we're going to do one more. You guys are helping me because some of these are going to go in presents. And what I do at my house, because all of my kids are grown now, is I still put up their stockings, but we do family stockings. So like, you know, Rachel's stocking will have all kinds of stuff in it for her, her kids, you know. So that's how we do our stockings at our house. And they love getting their stockings. They love it. Look how cute this one's going to be. That's so cute. So again, I'm kind of lining it up on the edge. This one also opens up vertically. Make sure and check. I could see me putting one of mine on the wrong way if I didn't check. And we're going to cut this. So sometimes I'll put, you know, just like this. I might put a couple notepads in there. I might put, you know, just other little things. Some things will be specifically for certain people in the family, but they figure it out. All right. Perfect. That's going to look really cute. And of course, this is the week of, you know, Christmas is coming up, but if we were all really smart, these are the kinds of things that we could be working on all year round, right? Taking some of those leftover squares of napkins and just making a bunch of notepads. Put them in your little gift basket or gift tote, wherever you're going to keep things. And then you'll be right ready when you need those little somethings, you know, when you realize that maybe went a little heavy on, you know, one person for gifting and you need to throw in one more thing, or somebody unexpected shows up for Christmas that you didn't realize was going to come and you want them to have a gift or something to open, right? There we go. All right. And again, I'm just going to kind of drag this down. Oops, I need to bring it down a little bit more. There we go. Just light kind of taps. We don't want the napkin to tear. When it's wet, it's at its most fragile. And then we're going to come start smoothing. This is cute. What is it about little things? Little things are just so fun. Don't y'all think? I just love doing little things like this. I think that's why, I don't know. They're just so much fun to make. They're quick, they're easy, and they're cute, right? That's what little something type gifts should be. Quick, easy, and cute. And they're just so much fun to make. In fact, a fun gift could be making a notepad for each season. Like maybe you do that as a gift. You give a summer, a fall, a winter, and a spring notepad all together in one gift with maybe some cute decorative pins. That would be an adorable gift. I would love to get that as a gift. It would be so cute. All right. Again, let's try this, and we're going to put a top coat on. Now, one thing I do need you to know, in case you've never done, instant gratification. Exactly. One thing I do need you to know is that anytime you put something wet on top of paper, and these covers are paper based, right? They're thicker, but they're still a paper base. Sometimes they're going to curl a little bit, but most of the time as they dry, they just flatten themselves back out. They just kind of flatten themselves back out. If you happen to have a notepad cover that you feel like, you know, that didn't flatten very well, you can always, once it's dry, just put a heavy book or something on top of it. But most of the time as they dry, they flatten right back out. So I'm just, again, putting on the really quick, thin top coat. And then after the top coat dries, honestly, you could be done. You could just trim away any excess paper around the rounded corners or anywhere. You could add some ribbon around this top part. We'll take off the washi tape. You could add some ribbon, and then it's really up to you. Do you want to embellish them anymore? Do you want to leave them? Do you want to add sparkle, to a snowman? You definitely could if you wanted to. Just look this up. So let's go back to our first one and we'll see how it's drying. Oh, it's almost dry. Almost dry. Okay, we're going to help this one along. And I'm going to show it to you up close so you can see it. Yeah, you could do the iron-on method if you wanted to, with either Mod Podge or Saran Wrap. You could do either one. But if you don't want to mess with the iron, this is an easy way to go. And it really is fun to make several at a time. Still just a little bit wet. Hold it up so you can see it. Isn't that pretty? Do you see how moving my words around, how pretty that looks? I love it. Okay, now I'm going to take my scissors here because I do want to go around these rounded corners. Just cutting because that's a rounded corner. And then we're going to take off the washi tape or painter's tape if you use painter's tape. And we should, hopefully, we'll have a nice crisp edge. And we do. Look how pretty that is. This doesn't need anything else. Like the only thing I think I would add, I wouldn't do any pin work on this or anything. I think it's just gorgeous, just the way it is. I would just add some ribbon over here going around, just because it feels kind of feminine. Maybe even, just maybe even some crocheted lace or something right here and just tie it off. Isn't that the cutest? Enjoy the small moments. I love it. Okay, let's check out this one. So this one, and I'll add something on these and take pictures of them after. This one though, I definitely want to add some sparkle to. So I want to show you how I'm going to do that. And if you did want to add some pin work, I'll show you how to do that. It's really easy. If you've been following my page for a while, you already know how to do these things. But look how fast and cute. And I'm going to make sure every one of the stockings has a notepad in it. Maybe more than one, because I think the kids would probably like one too. Or I could stick one of theirs in with a present, something like that. Okay, let's make sure again, just making sure it's good and dry. And I'm going to come in and just cut the extra napkin around this corner. Now this one, I got a little bit off, so there's a little tiny edge of napkin right here. Now I want to show you something on this one, because this happens sometimes. Sometimes this just happens. I'm going to take off that washi tape, get a nice clean edge. But I want you to see, I got a little bit off. You see a little bit of the white, right? There's a little bit of white here, but you can't really tell. There's a little bit of white here. If that ever happens, you guys, you can actually come in and do a little bit of inking if you want to. So I'm going to come in with chalk ink. This is just black. And sometimes it's just fun just to add, just to add a little extra depth. I could have done this on this one over here too, with maybe a little bit of brown or pretty gold or something. So it's okay to come in and ink your edges. These are chalk inks. And I'm doing them on top of the dried Mod Podge. And then I'm going to heat set it. And so what happens is this kind of bakes it into the Mod Podge, this chalk ink. is just going to kind of bake it in. You can smudge it with your finger or apply it direct from the applicator. If you have like a makeup piece of makeup foam, a foam sponge, or a dauber of some kind, you can put the ink on that way too. And then it's on there. It's not going to go away. And it just kind of helps clean up if you did get something on a little, you know, a little off, if you had a little edge or something showing. Okay. Now, the other thing that we can do is add a little bit of pen work. Okay. So if I want to add some pen work, like on his nose here, let's bring this in a little bit so you can see a little better. So I'm going to use my Pitt pens for this. That's my favorite pens for adding any kind of pen work on a napkin art. And I'm just going to come in and start drawing. Now I have to do this after the napkin is sealed. So let's do some little, we'll make it look a little more like a carrot. That's cute. If you wanted to add any on the scarf, little ridges on the scarf, you could. The napkin needs to be sealed because if we don't, the napkin would try to absorb the ink. And not all of your napkins are going to need pen work, but I just want you to know that you can add it on there if you want to. If you're really good at hand lettering, you could you could maybe add a name or stamp a name, something like that on there. Just added a few little details. Let's add a few little details here on the holly too. Just a little bit of kind of artsy doodly. I don't try to make everything line up. This is kind of a whimsical napkin. So it'll be cute. 3 little berries, right? Can add some on the little cardinal up here. And I try to do this fast because I think it looks better the faster you go because you're not thinking too hard about all the things. Okay, so pen work is fun. You don't have to seal back over it if you're using a pen that is steadfast. So when this pen, when the ink is dry, it's completely waterproof, it's steadfast, it's not going to react with water again. And these are Pitt pens. Okay, so now I think snowmen are magical. Do y'all think that? So I'm going to add some stickles on here. Now we have 3 different kinds of stickles. We have diamond, unicorn, and crystal. Any one of these would look great on a snowman. So you can either use a little brush for this, or you can just use your applicator. But here's the thing. I don't want you to drag the applicator. I don't want you to push real hard on the applicator because we don't want to go through the Mod Podge and leave like a scratch or tear our napkin. So just squeeze some on, since this is paper art here. And then you can just kind of pounce it on with the brush. I'm going to kind of, sometimes it's hard for the camera to pick up the stickles, especially on white, but I'm going to put it on something else too so that you can really see it. So again, and I don't have to put anything back on top of this. Let's put a little here on the berries. And let's go ahead and put some on the holly leaves too, because you can see it a lot better on camera when it's on a color. See the sparkle? So yeah, sparkling. So cute. So anywhere you wanted to add sparkle, any of these little splotches, right? If you wanted to go in and maybe glue on a couple of snowflakes, if you have a snowflake punch, you could do them out of paper, or you could also do, maybe you have a little snowflake embellishment that's, you know, somewhat flat that you could glue on. So any of these little things, I think you could come in and add a little bit of sparkle to. And then again, run some ribbon up here. If you were going to wrap some ribbon around this one, like the one I'm planning to use on this one is going to be this. Look how cute that's going to be with the snowflakes. I'll probably add a little bow, maybe right here, and maybe a snowflake in the center of the bow. And when you do add this on, I like for it to look good on the inside. So usually I'll kind of start like here, and you can put on a little bit of like double-sided tape or even a little bit of hot glue to hold everything. And then wherever it meets, that's usually where I'm going to put a bow or a button or something. And then that way, when you open it up, it's still going to look really cute, right? So something really cute, simple. We can tie a bow. You can put a snowflake there, whatever you want to do. And you can decide how far up you want to go on that black binding. Okay. Does that make sense, guys? I hope that makes sense to you. Same thing with this one. And that's it. This is my method. This is what I do. You can ink the edges. You could add gold, silver accents. You could add sparkle. I mean, there's just really nothing you can't do to them. But keep in mind, we do want this to be, it's getting close to Christmas. We do want this to be a quick and easy gift. Something quick and easy. So, it could go out even just like this with just a little bit of ribbon at the top. This one's still just a little bit wet, so I'm going to be careful with it. Right? So do you guys have questions for me on these techniques? Do you have any questions for me? These are so much fun to make, you guys. So easy and fun to make. If you didn't want to put ribbon here, like if it was for a guy or something, you could just cut another little piece of napkin to go along that edge. There's so many things you could do. I definitely want this one to sparkle too. Okay. Yeah. Yes. I do the backs as well. I'm not going to do the backs today, but like, I would definitely do the back, with like even this one, right? I'm going to use this blue on the back, or that could be, you could use the same image on the back. I mean, or just a companion napkin, something, a different print, but something that kind of goes, kind of matches what's on the front, right? Like this one, if I had a napkin, if I had a scrap, like one square of a napkin left that had snowflakes on it, maybe it was red with snowflakes. Well, I wouldn't mind putting that on the back of this notepad cover. I don't do anything on the inside covers, but yeah, I would definitely do something on the back. Okay. So I just did the fronts for this round. So this is what I would do. I paint them. I paint the fronts. And while those are drying, you can start cutting your napkins or whatever you want to do. I usually do all the fronts and then I come through and I do all the backs. Okay. That's usually what I do. And I try to use as much of my scraps, like my leftover, like I have a square left of this or 2 squares left of that, because it just makes sense. And, it's a great way to use up your extra napkins. So let's look at these again. And again, if it has words on it, it's okay to move the words. It's okay to move the words around wherever you need them to be. This guy, we'll look at this one again. So cute. And I'll get these embellished and show them to you. And then let's look at these again. So these, I did 2 different napkins. This is a 5x5. This is a smaller napkin, a beverage napkin. So I just took scraps from this picnic napkin, right, to add on the end. Little ribbon right here where they meet. Tied a cute little bow, button and twine, right? I mean, it's just super easy. Seasoned with love, really cute for a kitchen. You always need a notepad in the kitchen, seems like. And then here's another one that was this one was, I can't remember what size napkin this one was, but I really wanted to just focus on this Think Positive Thoughts. Added the black and white check. Again, some ribbon, some rickrack, maybe a little button here or there. You could just make them however you want. And they're super cute. And it's a great time. It's a great time right now if you need just that last minute little something.